A very good morning, students. This is your English teacher Benu Sehrawat, and once again I welcome you all to RKP online classes. So we'll continue with the same lesson number 7, that is Budhya. Alright, so we have already learned that Budhya is a naughty boy, alright, and he has entered Ramu Chacha's yard and he is looting his favorite mango tree. Alright, so now Ramu Chacha has he is aware of all this thing, and he has already he has already come under the mango tree to get a hold of the boy, right? So let's see. And now he has showered a volley of pebbles also on Ramu so that he can be saved from his anger, right? So now let's see what happens next. So open your books at page number 83 and we'll start with the paragraph 2. Okay, beta, please keep your notebooks and pen with you so that if you come across any new word or any phrase or anything worth noting down, you can do that, right? Alright, so no sooner had he run out of pebbles than Budhya jumped off his perch and landed on the grass below with a light thud. Alright, beta, no sooner than. Alright, so these two conjunctions, they are used together in the sentences, and be very notice this thing. It's very important and it's very good to use in conversations, right? So I'll tell you how to use it. Now, no sooner and than, these conjunctions are used when we want to say that the second action, okay, suppose there are two actions in the sentences and the second action started immediately after the first one. Alright, so we'll use no sooner with the first action and than with the second action, right? So here also we can see no sooner had he run out of pebbles. Okay, that means the moment Budhya, the moment Budhya, he didn't have any more pebbles, the second action started. And what was the action? That he jumped off the branch. I can give you one more example here. Alright, no sooner had we come out of the house, no sooner had we come out of the house than it started raining. It's very bad, isn't it? Alright, so I hope you have understood the use of no sooner and than. Alright, so no sooner, the moment all the pebbles were finished, okay, run out means be finished. Run out means be finished. Then Budhya, what did he do? He just jumped off the perch, the branch, right, with a light thud. Now, what is thud? Thud is the sound of a fallen object. Suppose something fell down, okay, fell on the ground. Whenever something falls on the ground, it creates a sound, right? Suppose I throw this like this. Okay, I don't know whether you have heard the sound or not, but it always creates a sound in most of the cases when something is little heavy. Alright, then that sound is called thud. Okay, what do we call it? Thud. The sound of a fallen object. Okay, and then there was one more word here, perch. Perch means branch. And then there was a phrasal verb, run out, that means be finished. So run out is also a good phrasal verb to add up into your vocabulary. As we can say, suppose you want to purchase some chocolates from a store, and unluckily all the chocolates, they have been sold out. Okay, so the shopkeeper will tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, we have already run out of the chocolates. That means all the chocolates are finished, we don't have any more. Okay, now his skinny frame hardly took a hit, and he sprang upon his feet and bolted through the thickets, disappearing towards the railway track in the north. Now, the moment he fell down, all right, so we get to know here that he is a very skinny boy. Skinny means very thin, and frame is body. Frame has been used for the body. So they are telling us that his thin body did not, hardly means not any, hardly means not any. So took a hit, that means there was no injury. Okay, Budhia did not get any injury. Hardly any means hardly any, little bit, maybe 1 or 2 scratches, that's it. Okay, just because. And what was the reason that he did not get any injury? Can you guess? Of course, because he is not very bulky, he is not overweight, he is skinny. Alright, so probability of getting injured becomes less when you are very skinny. Alright, so the moment he came down on the grass, he sprang upon. Sprang upon is again a phrasal verb. Sprang upon means jumped up. Jumped up like a spring. Okay, just like a spring, he jumped up and jumped upon his feet and bolted through. Bolted means ran away quickly. So bolted. So we can also say that the moment the children, the naughty children, saw the teacher coming, they bolted through the stairs. All right, so bolted, ran away. Okay, and the phrasal verb spring upon is to jump. All right, okay, and he just ran away through the thickets. But the thickets is when plants and bushes, they are growing together very closely. Okay, there is no no organization has been done, like there here the bushes are here, and after then there is some gap, and after that trees. No, they are just growing themselves, so that is called thicket. Now, and after running from there, he just disappeared. Disappeared means vanished. Vanished is a synonym of disappearing, right? For example, this is in front of me, right? And if it goes out of sight, disappeared. Okay? Alright, so I hope you have understood this word disappeared, right? Now, towards the railway track, in which direction? North, right? And just see, meanwhile, what's happening with Ramu? Ramu was left stuck inside his darling tree, screaming and cursing at the boy who had caused him all the misery. Now, and Budhya, he just ran away in the north direction, whereas Ramu, he was still on the tree. He was still stuck there. Okay, and it was difficult to come down for Ramu, right? And he was just screaming means shouting in anger. Okay, what happens when you are angry? You just scream and shout, why this is happening with me, or and this and that. Okay, and then he is cursing at the boy. Cursing means when in anger you say bad things about somebody. Okay, so cursing means speaking bad in anger. Okay, cursing about somebody, right? So he was just cursing Budhya that, you know, just because of this boy I am into this this horrible situation. It's happening because of him only. He is such a you know, ill-mannered child, and he was just very angry at that time, and he was shouting at that time, right? So misery, beta, the word misery means unhappiness or sorrow. Misery. Alright, misery means unhappiness or sorrow. Suppose you have a friend who has a habit of, you know, always blaming others for whatever happens with him. Okay, so you can say, see boy, listen to me now, and you know, you cannot blame others for your own miseries all the time. You understand the use of the word? You cannot blame others all the time for your miseries. Okay, all right. Next, yes, on the empty railway track, Budhya began to think of all the things that were about to come his way, and they seemed scary. Now, when he was walking on the railway track, he was just, you know, thinking about all the possible things which could have happened with him. Okay, which could have happened with him, and they all looked very scary. All those you know, things made Budhya very you know, he was very scared of thinking all those things, right? And luckily he was you know, he was able to escape from Ramu and his stick. Beta, see this phrase about the things that were about to come his way. It means which were about to happen. The things that were about you know, to come your way, that means which were about to happen. Alright, now he had barely walked for 15 minutes on the rocky track between the steel rails when he spotted something. Okay, now he was walking there, and it was barely means hardly. Okay, so it was just 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes, that he was walking there, and while walking he spotted something. Spotted means saw. He found out something. He noticed something, right? So spotted means he saw something. Spotted. Saw. Alright. So he spotted something. Now beta, it's always good to, you know, add better words in your vocabulary, in your functional vocabulary. So instead of saw or, you know, found out, you start using this word spotted. Okay, like I can say yes, I was unable to you know, I was unable to find my book, but then I spotted it in Prabha's hands. Okay, that means Prabha had my book in her hands, right? So I spotted my book in Prabha's hands. Okay. All right. Down ahead, not more than 10 yards away, the steel rail had split in two like a sliced mango. Now, then when he saw it downwards, okay, when he moved ahead and there he looked down, and what was the situation there? The railway tracks, you all must have seen it, right? Suppose this is the railway track, right? And it was split. Split means like this. That means there was a gap here in between. Split. Split means something divided into two parts and there is a gap in between. So can you imagine the situation, like if the train runs on a split railway track, what would happen? It's horrible, it's horrifying, I mean, it will derail, the train will derail, I mean, it will get off the tracks, and God knows what all what all the things could happen in such situation, right? So he saw a split, right? Split means something divided into two parts. All right. Now, and it looked like just like a sliced mango, right? As if somebody has cut the mango in two parts. So, Budhya remembered a story that his father had once told over supper. Now, supper is the last meal of the day. Okay? Supper means the last meal, or we can also say dinner. Okay? So, next time use supper instead of dinner. Alright? So, we can say the supper that we had in the new restaurant that has just opened a few weeks ago was delicious. Okay? So, supper, dinner, right? Yes. So Budhya remembered his father must have told him something, right? So, a train had derailed on these very tracks because the rail was broken. Now, what was the thing that Budhya's father had told him? That once a train had derailed. Derailed means, beta, suppose this is the track. I have made this track only now. Suppose this is the track and the train is moving like this, and if it gets derailed, that means it gets off track. Okay, off track. Alright, so it got derailed on the same tracks. These very tracks means, notice the use of very tracks, very word here. Okay, very means the same tracks. Okay, and we use this word to put emphasis, okay, that we are talking about this particular thing only, right? So the same, on the same tracks, once the train had derailed because there was a split in the tracks, right? So derailed means got off track. Got off track. Now, right, beta, this word is very important actually, the use of very here. Like if you want to say that, on the same day, if you want to say on the same day I met my friend, so instead of on the same you can say on the very day. Okay, so suppose you want to say the day I met you, on the very day I visited my grandparents' house as well. Okay, so on the very day means on the same day on which I met you. Okay. Yes. So the driver was killed in the crash and a lot of coal got wasted in the marshes. Now, when this accident happened, so of course the driver got killed, and it was a train in which there was a lot of coal, okay, which was being transported, right? And what happened because of this accident, lot of coal, it got wasted, right? And in the marshes, but marshes is an area of land which is always wet and muddy. Okay, so marshes means wet and muddy area of land. So this is also a good word. Any new word is a good word, in fact. So we can say pigs, they like playing and relaxing in the marshes. All right. Next is the factory took a hit and the workers had to work night and day to bring the factory on track. Now, because of this loss, okay, can you see here the factory took a hit? That means the factory, it had to bear loss because lot of coal got wasted, right? That is why. And consequently, now where to use this word when you want to say like something happened and out of which resultantly, okay, the result of that thing is this. So at that place you can say resultantly. So in this situation we can say lot of coal got wasted and resultantly the workers had to work day and night to to bring the company back in the same position. So that means you can use resultantly or consequently. Okay. Now to bring the factory on track. Beta, when we bring something on track, back on track means to get something, to bring something in the same position where it was. Okay. All right. Like we can say sometimes, or I should rather take your example. These days online, during online classes, a few students, they enjoy sitting at home and they think that we are not coming into direct contact with our teachers, right? So it's such a great situation, just it's such a great opportunity to enjoy and relax at this time. So but what would happen when you come back to school? What would happen? We need to bring you back on track. That means we need to bring you back in the same position where you used to be earlier. But I'm sure this won't happen because you will all do your work on time, right? Okay. So Budhia was trying to figure out what to do next when he heard a distant rumble. Is it time for the train already? Okay, so now Budhia, when he saw the split there on the railway tracks and he remembered the story, so during all this he was just he was trying to figure out means trying to think, trying to find out a way like what to do next. But when he was doing that, and he just heard a rumble. Rumble is a continuous sound. Can you guess what is that? Budhya's next. So turn the page now. Pretty soon Budhya could see the snout of the engine glistening in the early summer sunshine. Now pretty soon means very soon. Very soon he could see the snout. Snout means the face. Snout means the face. Face of the engine, and it was glistening. Glistening means shining. All right, it was glistening, shining. And why was it shining? Because of the sunshine, right? He had to do something. Okay, he had to do something. He quickly took off his shirt and waving it like a flag, he began to run towards the train. Now this was the moment. Such a brave boy, and look at his, see how clever he is. He, being a child, he did not get nervous. Instead, he has courage to to do something about the whole situation, right? Okay, to control the damages, right? So he just thought to himself that I need to do something. Okay, this is time to take the action now. And he just took his shirt off. Okay, took off means removed. Okay, took off means removed. He just removed his shirt and he started waving it in the air like this. Okay, so can you tell me why did he do that? Of course, because the train, it was approaching, right? And he was running in the same direction. Okay, and he's just waving so that he can catch the notice of the driver, that something something was waving in the air. So maybe the driver will be able to see that what is the matter now. Okay, so just to draw the driver's attention, he started waving his shirt in the air. And the jagged rocks between the rails split his toenails and cut open the soles. Now, jagged rocks. Now, jagged means pointed and rough. Pointed and rough. You all must have seen the railway tracks. Okay, we can see the jagged the jagged rocks there in between the railway tracks, right? So they are quite pointed, right? So Budhya was running on those pointed and rough rocks. So, and what happened resultantly? Okay, his toenails, okay, nails of the toe. Okay, suppose this is my toe, these are my toes, and nails, feet. We call the fingers of our feet toes, right? So his toenails were split. All right. Now, and cut open the soles. When he was running, the toenails and his soles, that was also cut open. See, what is the sole? Like this is my feet, this is my foot, right? And this part is called sole. Okay, and because of the jagged rocks, right, the sole was also cut open. Cut open means it was also split, right? So blood oozed everywhere. The moment something, if we prick something on our skin, right, what will happen? Blood will ooze out. Okay, so oozed means flowed out. So Budhya's condition was it was quite horrible, right? It can horrify anybody. Like his feet, they were all blooded. Okay, blood was oozing out of his soles and toenails, right? But Budhya had to stop the train before it hit the broken track. But Budhya was quite determined that he had to stop the train before it reaches the spot where there was a split, right? So now beta, if I ask you define or tell me something about Budhya's character, would you be able to answer me that? We have got lots of adjectives for Budhya so far, right? So can you tell me? Very good. I am sure you must have answered it. So we know that Budhya was, of course though he was a naughty boy, he was a very smart and responsible child. Okay, and before that we can say that he has a skinny frame. Skinny frame means he has a very thin body. So we can start from here. Budhya is a boy who has a very skinny frame. All right, then you can say and then we can also say he is fond of mangoes also, right? Because in the story we got to know about his love for mangoes, right? So he loves mangoes, and after that, third sentence we can say, though he is naughty, he is a very smart and responsible child, right? And while saying that, you can take examples from the story also, like whatever he did when he saw the split in the railway tracks, right? And we can also say that he is a quite courageous and brave boy, right? Though he was in pain, right? He did not stop, and he just he moved ahead and tried to stop the train, right? So this is how you can answer if somebody questions you regarding the character of Budhya. Alright, so next part of the lesson we'll read in the next video. So that was all about it in this video, and if you have any doubt, please do ask me. Do not hesitate. Thank you so much.